What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Black Girl Marvel. And as you can see, I have a great special guest with me today. You might have heard of him on my podcast before, with what kind of nerd podcast is this? Oh, I'm sorry, it's what kind of black nerd podcast is this? My fault, messed that up. This is the one, the only. Go ahead, introduce yourself. I ain't even gonna say it.
What's up, everybody? I'm known by multiple names, as you can see if she puts this video like this.
I will.
The red-faced monster, aka Mac, aka El Leon. That is something from my fraternity. I figured I'd be funny and put that on there. But yeah, I'm
First
Mark.
time I heard it, El Leon.
Yeah, that's the first time you heard it. I got a whole bunch of fraternity stuff. I don't even show nobody, but yeah, because I'm.
I'm gonna need all of them. Like, oof.
Well, we don't do all that.
Oh, y'all wasn't doing that? Oh,
we do some of it. We strolled and all that stuff like that.
Did y'all have on big Timberlands and like baggy clothes?
Yeah, I had on some boots, but I had.
Was y'all stomping in the yard? Was y'all getting that?
We did a little bit of that. I'm not a part of D9. I'm part of a multicultural fraternity. So it's like that. But we do have close ties to D9. So
Okay.
And my fraternity is Sigma Lambda Beta. So there you go. So
you can shout them out real quick. Just a quick little shout out.
That's so good. Yeah.
So this is one of my partners in crime from the What Kind of Black Nerdcast is this. You've already met Chaos, and you will be meeting one more. But today we are discussing a great Netflix show called Warrior Nun. It is the story of a 19-year-old girl who, she wakes up in a morgue and realizes that she got an ancient piece of armor in her back. And a lot of stuff happens once she figures that out. So
all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, literally. So, okay, because I'm just going to call you Zer0. So
that's fine. Oh, I didn't put that in there. AKA Zer0.
You didn't. Yeah. There's so many names. I'm just going to call you Zer0. Because if I try to say red face and monster too many times, I'm a stutter. So Zer0, like, what was your first reaction to like the trailer? Like, what was the first reaction to the trailer?
I thought it was interesting, but the biggest thing was it was like one of the side characters what got me. Shotgun Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay, we got some black folks in here, because you know how you be watching shit on Netflix and none but white folks on there, no matter where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, we got a black character on there, and she talking her shit. So I definitely got to see this. I thought the premise was interesting, especially after I found out that it was based off a comic. So I thought all that was cool,
Okay, I'm digging that Netflix is like giving us more like underground comic book made like shows or movies. Because I believe Old Guard is a comic book based off a comic book as well. Umbrella Academy based off a comic book. Like so they giving us like some good stuff, and they making it like interesting, and I've been reading some from people like they stay kind of true to the comic, but they also add their own like touch to it. So it's like, they giving us something new. I was excited. I like anything supernatural. I don't care.
Me too. Absolutely, me too. I'm all
the moment y'all put warrior and nun, because that's an oxymoron to me. Like, just being honest.
I mean, depends. I mean, if you're a warrior for Jesus, you're a warrior for God. So
you know what? That's facts. But I'm just being honest. Ain't nobody watching that like that on Netflix. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Plus, I kind of try to stay away from religious content because I am Christian, and sometimes you're not gonna think I'm Christian because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cuss a couple of times on here, but I do believe in Jesus Christ. And every now and again, when people bring religion into stuff, it's like they change it so deep that I'm just like, yo, I can't.
Well, the good thing about that, you being a Christian, those are Catholics. So, I mean, even though Catholic is part of the Christian religion, and I'm more religious than, I'm more faith-based than religious.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, it kind of works because it was more like the Catholic, I guess, divinity, more than like maybe you're probably more like a Presbyterian or a Baptist or something like that. So a little bit different. I mean, you haven't struck me as Catholic, but if you're Catholic, I don't know. Not saying you're Baptist, because I know some people get offended, like I ain't Baptist. But
I don't be looking at it that deep. But
that's why I say I'm more just in the faith. I believe in God and everything around it, but there's some other stuff that I believe is happening at the same time. So
I mean, because I love like I'll pick another one, like Supernatural is a it didn't start off religious. It just started off with like demons, and then they angels starting to get into it, and they started bringing God and like so like, and they started taking stuff from the Bible, but they were kind of like making it their own, and I was okay with that because it wasn't too bad. So for me, Warrior Nun was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, we in Spain. Okay, I was like, all right, we in Spain. We got a legion of warrior nuns, and then we got them like, a lot of them are fair skinned, but they are of different ethnicities, which is cool for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just like you though, I was excited. I was like, Shotgun Mary, I was like, oh, I definitely got to at least watch like the first couple episodes, see what she's talking about, because that trailer, I think that first trailer like spotlighted what was it, Shotgun Mary, Beatrice, and Lilith, because they were like the ones, like some of the main ones. So like I was excited just off of that. So I've watched the full season 1. You watched the full season 1.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
What's your take and what you think might happen season 2?
A lot of times when you get season 1s, it's kind of like I think the plot, depending on what it is, sometimes it's kind of like the way it's written is kind of like to break the mold or whatever it is. Granted, I don't know the comic based of it, so I have never read the comic, so I'm going into this like fresh face, like watching like The Walking Dead. I never read that. I just watched the show, which I don't watch anymore. But going back into what we were talking about, it was kind of one of those things, like it opened up so many things, and as you're watching it and seeing anything, oh, by the way, fuck Father Vincent.
You feel me?
I just want to say that. Fuck Father Vincent. But yeah, it opens a lot of stuff up. So going into season 2, because did it get greenlit for season 2?
I believe it did, but they said, I think we won't be getting anything possibly until like 2021. So
okay, because I think at the end they said season 2 was coming or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So with that, it opens season 2 up to so much folklore that they started to feed you. So there's certain things that you see, like is this spoiler, right? So I can say anything.
Yeah, right? Like this spoiler, like spoiler alert. Just put this right now. Like we about to ruin this series if you ain't seen it. But go ahead.
Yeah, because this shit came out in what? So no.
It's been out. It's been out long enough.
Oh, July. It came out July 2nd. Dropped July 2nd. So that's almost a month ago. Damn, I didn't realize it was that long ago. Right. I thought it was in May, actually. Was it July? I don't know. Either way, whatever. Because you got like one of the characters' sons disappear into whether it's hell or limbo. Who knows where he's going?
Yeah.
You don't know if Adriel is a demon or technically an angel. He seems like a demon to me. But it's so much stuff going on, and then the way it ended, and Shotgun Mary better not die. We gonna ride if she did. We gonna ride if she did. I'm just telling you that now.
Facts.
But the way it ends, it leaves so much to give to the world, and from literally, like we said at the beginning, like from everything that happened, from Ava learning who she was, or trying to figure it out, learning who was, and actually accepting who she was and becoming the warrior nun herself. It opens the world out to so many more things that's, I guess, in the lore for like with the demons, and then there's actual angels. I said demons. Angels to actually come and whatever is to happen. So I'm very interested to see where it can go, because they have a lot of avenues they can't go. And since I haven't read the comic, it lets my mind wander a little bit more.
Very true. Me personally, I'm right there with you. If anything happens to Mary, I'm gonna find Netflix headquarters. I'm writing, I'm picking, and I'm drawing halos, which is what is in her back, what gives the warrior nun her power. I'm drawing halos on everything with Sister Mary's face in it, because I feel like if AMC can dupe us 1,000 times and not kill Glenn on The Walking Dead, we can definitely bring back she ain't dead. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, I thoroughly enjoyed this series. I actually didn't think I was by like the first couple of episodes because
it's slow.
It's slow going, but when they and also I feel like they don't give me some stuff that I want to have, like I wanted more training for her because I don't care if all of a sudden she's like, I'm going to lead these people. You have no skills. Like,
yeah,
the Halo does nothing. You don't know how to, like, she doesn't know how to, like, use the power in a way to not drain herself fully. So it's like, okay, that's great. Like, you can run through walls, but you have no skills. So, like, I liked when they were training her. I liked when she was learning her abilities, and then it kind of, like, just stopped. It's a lot of talking and a lot of storyline, but, like, for me, Shotgun Mary makes it better because I feel like Shotgun Mary is us. I feel like she's the audience. And her perspective is like, we're walking in her shoes, like, during all this too. Like, we feel what she feels. Because I was riding on her, like, the entire way. I'm like, why we not finding who killed the old girl? Why we not doing this? Why we not doing... You know, then it was like...
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out how she died.
You feel me? like, who this new person? What happened to old girl? Like, which I could not remember her name to save my life. Shannon? Sister Shannon?
Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, Sister Shannon. She was
I'm like, what happened to Shannon?
It was prior.
Because what was that? They didn't know that she could walk through walls. So she kept that secret. Why?
Yeah.
Right? That was just stuff I was thinking in my head, but like...
I mean, it made sense towards the end.
Towards the end.
Towards the end, yeah, it made sense.
Because she couldn't trust nobody. She felt like she couldn't trust nobody. I don't know. I got a lot of high hopes for season 2. I don't need... Season 1 gave me a lot of filler characters that I don't need in season 2. And I mean filler characters, I mean like the boyfriend,
Yeah, he gone.
Yeah, poor guy. The boyfriend, like all those extra people that was around when she was like hopping from house to house, all that kind of stuff. It was just, I felt like they were an unnecessary distraction sometimes.
It was like, I understand it though. Like,
yeah, I kind of do too.
But. Because it was one of those situations where she never really got to live a life. She spent her whole life, I guess, since like 7 or 9 in a bed because she was a quadriplegic.
Actually, she was a tetraplegic or something like that. Like that's okay. Like, I think it's like when you can't move from like I think that's tetraplegic or something. I don't know.
But she can move her finger, whatever. Quadriplegic is like the whole body, right? Is it or?
Yeah. Let me see.
All right, so.
Okay, so well, it's the same thing. They're the same thing. Tetraplegia and quadriplegia is the same thing.
Okay. This is probably different regions that are paralyzed. Okay. Yeah, with her being that for most of her life, it kind of stripped her of having a life. So running into this guy that would kind of be in her first love, I guess that's kind of like, I would say like the CW effect. You got that one boyfriend or one girlfriend running around that kind of misleads what you're supposed to do, but they don't do it purposely. And he was kind of like, yo, what is going on? Like, I need to know. And she's like, I can't tell you. And it's one of those things like, nah, you need to tell this nigga.
Exactly. He almost died. Like,
he almost died. So
yeah, he almost died. Plus it's like, okay, but like I was thinking about it, like at first, like I'm gonna be so honest, at first I did not like her character. The lead character, Ava. I did not like her character.
She's really green, and she shows it. Not like the actress, but the character.
But the character, for sure. Because the actress plays her brilliantly. You know what I mean? I can't even be mad at how the actress plays her. But I was. It's very similar to the old guard, which I'm not going to talk about the old guard right now because I'm assuming we're going to talk about that on a podcast or whatever. But it's very similar to the young girl in the old guard. Her character annoyed me because it was just like, okay, this is your life now. Get used to it. Like
she wasn't really accepting of it.
It was like, bro, it was like it took too long. Like all this stuff is happening. You like you tricking me, right? Like it was just like get to the point where you believe that this stuff is real.
I shot you in the head. What else do you need to know?
You feel me? Like you woke up. like come on. So like in Warrior Nun, it was like
I think even like and I don't even more.
No, you good, but she was even more annoying. Like I think because she was younger a little bit, maybe.
They might have been around about the same.
They was around the same age.
Ava's 19. What's her name? I can't remember from the old guard. But,
I know her name. Her name Kiki Lane in real life, but I can't remember her name.
What's her name? I'm gonna have to look it up.
Was it Niles?
Niles. That was surname was like something.
How do I remember weird. That? I think her name is Niles. So yeah.
Yeah. So, but they were kind of like they both kind of one of those situations where Shotgun Mary kicked her off the cliff, and she's like, amazing. I just want to be normal, and then she like kicked her off the cliff, and then like when she finally like found her later on, she's like, you still want to be normal? It was one of those things like your life is not normal anymore. Like you can't expect that. And I was like, even for both of them actually to make parallels of it, they were too busy. One didn't have a life, another one did have a life. Ava never had a life. I believe Niles did have a life. That's the name. I can't truly confirm it, but the way more you said it with so much conviction, I'm gonna say that's it.
Yeah, her name Niles. We're gonna roll with that.
So it was one of those things, just adjusting to your new life.
Yeah. I just felt like nobody.
It's Niall Freeman.
Niall. Okay. I was close. Okay. I put an S on there because.
Yeah, I thought it was Niles right through the whole movie too. But yeah. It's one of those things where it's just coming across that bridge of accepting your old life and new life, and especially for Ava. And like I said, there's a lot of parallels because Ava died, and the Halo gave her life.
Right.
And it was more or less, there were so many rules and everything going on, whether she will be able to keep the Halo. And the question was necessarily, if you take the Halo out, is she going to die because she was dead?
Yeah.
So, and I guess, thank you, Father Vincent. And I'm using quotations so people are listening that can't see it from the video, because fuck him. But he pretty much saved her, kept her alive essentially, because he didn't want to remove the Halo, because he was like, well, this is God sent. Whether it was for.
Because it was kind of like he was like leading the lamb to the slaughter, though, because he knew.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I definitely was about to say that, like, because he was working for Adriel, so it was one of those things where I guess he felt like he could control her more because she knew less. Because Lilith wasn't probably going to go for that, and then Lilith was kind of more with Cardinal Duretti.
Yeah, Cardinal Duretti. Yep.
Yeah, so
let's. What was you about to say?
No, I was about to say he's a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah, he's what's his name? Joaquin de
Aldemida.
Yeah, Aldemida. He's a great actor. He's in so much stuff that like I'm not even gonna list nothing because he's in everything.
He's the actor that makes you hate him.
Yeah, he do.
It can make you hate him or love him.
Yeah, he do. He's very good at that. He's very good at like just a quick look or how he says something to somebody. You be like, yo, he evil. Off rip, like he evil. Yeah. Like he the bad guy, and we were kind of wrong, but kind of right.
Yeah, I love that. I still think it's 50-50. That, actually.
Yeah, it was a spin that I didn't see. Like I'm usually good at being like, they throwing us on a off the course and this. I was like very shocked when he was like, "What are you talking?" He was super confused. Like, "What are you talking about?" Like I'm trying to save the church.
Yeah, like I didn't get into the end until you saw the shards in Father Vincent's arm. I didn't put it together until then, and that's when I realized like, okay, he's connected. So
yeah, but see, like, so this like the season finale of this series left a lot to be expected in season 2.
Absolutely.
So now you're like, what's going to happen with Father Vincent, right? Like, because he obviously has a connection to these girls, just like he has a connection to Adriel. Because I feel like now he's going to be like at a crooked road. Like he's not going to know where to go because
he like slipped off.
He dipped off, but I also feel like he still kind of cares about them at the same time. Like, like you've spent all this time with them, you have to have created some type of bond with them. You know what I mean? And then I really want to know his origins though, like, cause he has to be related to the guy in the original, in the past, who was like, "We'll follow you wherever you go," or whatever. It has to be a close sect of people that believe in it, like Adriel, that knows exactly who he is and follows him. And I want us. Hopefully in season 2 they get into that because I'm curious. I'm very
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Going into season 2, there should be like a lot of less talking and more action. Because the first season they did a lot of talking. I guess that was like kind of like you saying, like Shotgun Mary. She was our perspective. Her and Ava were both our perspectives, but they were from 2 different outlooks. But definitely just trying to figure everything out. And then like when there was the parts where Mary and Vincent went off, and he was like, and you showed that roughneck side of him, and it was like I always haven't been this way. So you know, it was like that kind of led into like, okay, he did have a crooked path. So that's why when this stuff starts spinning, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This probably has something to do with his past.
Exactly. But no, I think I was about to make a point about Ava, about not liking her. I really didn't like her because her character was so like, her character's a dick. Like, simple as that. Like, her character is a dick. And you realize that even when she was in the bed as, I'm just gonna say quadriplegic, in the bed in this orphanage, she was still a dick. Like, to the to the nuns around her and all that kind of stuff. And then when they started, it wasn't until they started giving us background stuff on Ava that I started to like her character a little bit more and start to understand her a little bit more, because she came off very like superior, like she knew what she was doing, like she knew what she was talking about sometimes, like very assholey. And then once you started to see like how she got treated by the nuns, why she probably don't trust the church, why all this stuff is hard to believe in because of how they treated her. Plus, a nun killed her.
Yeah, she was very pessimistic because she, you know, they treated her like really shitty, and you know that was her pessimism, and I don't think that's a word, but whatever.
We gonna rock with it. It's fine.
Yeah, her being so pessimistic, and that's a better word, and the way she was, I guess, raised or taken care of was kind of like her only way to survive. Because even you see when they do like the final, I guess, flashback of it before you know she does her thing with the sister, it was, you realize like she's been in a pain in the ass her whole life, but that was her mechanism to stay alive. That was her. That was the only thing that was keeping her moving, because she was in so much pain that she couldn't necessarily leave because she was still. So all she had was her mind, necessarily, and she can move like maybe like one finger, I think, because there was a scene where she gave her like the middle finger or something like that.
But it was very like Doctor Strange, shaky. You know, like she still didn't. She lost motor function, so she didn't have a lot of control. So going into characters, like we already know Shotgun Mary is your favorite, so like tell us why, and then go down your list of like what you feel like your favorite characters.
Okay, so I'll go with my list and then I'll explain. Obviously I said Shotgun Mary, and then I'll go Beatrice, Ava, Lilith, and who else? Well, that's enough for me. I think that's the four.
He's like, that's enough.
That's the nun troop, really. I mean, there's Jillian, but she was okay. She was just kind of there to be like the fun-loving person. She was like more like the kid of the group. And she was like,
Jillian is the
oh no.
You talk about Camilla.
Yeah.
Camilla was like baby nun, like she was, you know, baby nun.
That was the in the beginning. That was her first mission.
Yep, that was her very first mission. Yep.
So she was kind of like fresh eyes and being happy. And Beatrice has said that, like, I love that you can smile during all this. That you can make anyone smile through all this stuff, regardless if there's chaos going on or anything like that.
Which I think was a good callback, because she ended up making Lilith smile.
Yeah.
And Lilith might be the hardest person to make smile. So it's like what she said about her like rang really true. But continue.
Yeah. So going off of Mary, for one, I'm rooting for everybody black, first of all. But she was so real, and like I understood her story and how, and I felt like I said, I'm faith-based. I'm more spiritual than religious. That's how she was. She didn't necessarily she didn't believe in the necessary faith, but it gave her something, and she could give them something back. And she had said, I believe she told Ava, what did she tell her? It was something about having all the power or something like that. Like, you control what happens to you because you have all the power. And I'm paraphrasing the words of it, but pretty much saying like, Mary had something that they wanted, so she could use it to her benefit. She didn't have to follow all the rules of the church. She cussed like a sailor, and she technically was a killer.
Yeah.
But she
She was
did
like
it.
a warrior. Like they're all assassins, but she was like a bounty hunter in a
Yeah,
way.
she was their hitman.
Yeah.
Um, and she accepted that part of herself. And it was one of the scenes earlier in the show where Father Vincent was saying like, "You need to tell me what's going on," and she was like, "No, I don't." It was like, you don't want to know what I'm doing, so
Right.
let's just keep it that way, you know,
Right.
because she was, and that was at the time she was looking for figuring out what happened to Shannon. But yeah, like Shotgun Mary, she was a cold piece of work. Like when it came to taking care of business, she took care of it. Then of course Ava, she's the main character. Uh, she grew on me under, when you better learn her story and everything like that. She, so sometimes the main character is not a favorite, but she kind of fits there. So it's kind of like Shotgun Mary and then Ava, and then saying she's the main character, you kind of like understand like she has these qualities and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. Then going into Beatrice, like Beatrice showed me someone that had what's the word? Unrelenting faith in something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she knew that was her way, regardless of what was going on. And it took her to the end of the show to honestly break her faith. And not essentially like, well, I'm not going to be a Catholic anymore. I'm not going to be a sister. But it was more important for her to protect her sisters than to follow the church's instructions. And a lot of the characters, like what is it, Sister Superior, Mother Superior,
Yeah.
Mother Superior. She was another one. She like followed everything the church said, but yet when it came to the end, it was like, no, this is wrong. So we have to fix this. And then Lilith grew on me. I have to be honest. She grew on me because I'm like, she's such a bitch.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
but once you got to understand, like Shannon, Mary, and Lilith, they came up together through the confines of the church and everything like that. And it wasn't until Shannon had got the halo that Lilith kind of changed. Yeah. But Lilith is from a lineage of
Halo bearers.
Yeah. Halo bearers. Just like what's that? Motherland. Just like Abigail was, was a lineage of
like, what was that? Bellwether witches or whatever.
Yeah, Bellwether witches. So they were meant to have that. I won't say meant to have that power, but they were meant to lead in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Lilith had that pressure from her family, like, okay, you're supposed to be the next bearer. And so that kind of steered her in a way where she was against what was going on, but she was with everything because she wanted to serve the church, but she also had her own. She was, I guess, success driven or whatever, because she had things her family wanted her to directly do. But after, when she sacrificed herself for Ava, which I don't know she meant to sacrifice herself. It was one of those things. She was trying to sacrifice herself because obviously she had the halo and the demon couldn't get the halo. They didn't want, the demons are not supposed to get the halo for whatever reason. And we still got to figure out why the demons want the halo. Oh, so that's something to go into season 2. But you saw her, and then as she came back as whatever she is at this point,
she gotta be like,
half demon,
half human. She gotta be.
Because I feel like she's probably like the demon's warrior at this point, because she kind of like beast out. She kind of like demon out, just like half demon out for a point in time, and I had to.
I think I messaged you. I was like, is she like the demon's champion now? Like, is she like the opposite version of Ava? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then like even with her conversation with Adriel, like she's like, I know who you are. So it's like so much stuff going on, but like her character warmed because she ultimately loved her sisters. It was just things in front of her, and like Mary said, like she's too scared to not follow her family's, I guess, lineage and take her own path. So yeah. Who were your favorites, since you asked me?
I feel like my list is pretty much similar to yours, but I will add Camilla into it because I feel like Camilla, again, speaks for us in a way. Like, her first mission was our first mission. You know what I mean? Our first like foray into this world of what was it? Sisters of the Cruciform Order, or Order of the Cruciform. Like, I really want to get this right because I think it's hilarious. What is it? Order of the Cruciform Sword, or as a lot of people say, sword, because they want to add that W.
Why do people say that? Was there two different pronunciations for sword? Or
I think it's phonetics, and I think it might be geography. Like, so, okay. Like, if you might be country, you might be like sword or something like that. Not to, I got a country family, don't come at me, but it's, plus I think humans in general, especially Americans, want to say every letter in a word and just can't, just can't say the word. But I liked Camilla because I like to see characters that don't believe in themselves start to believe in themselves, because I feel like that's very human storytelling, because nobody has it all figured out, and then if you do have it figured out, you started where she was. So like she has the makings of being like a very like powerful person in the group. Like she has the makings. Again, like, I mean, I'm not gonna go over everybody because you pretty much hit them, but like, again, Shotgun Mary, I'm really curious on what she has over the church. I mean, it really don't matter now. But I was curious to know what she has over the church where she doesn't have to follow their rules. She doesn't have to, cover up like they do on the inside and all kind of stuff. But I also like that even though she didn't have to follow their rules, she still respected like their culture and didn't like curse in front of them unless they were outside the church.
No, she cursed in front of them too.
No, I mean like they were outside the church. I don't think she cursed in the church.
Well, I was talking about like their castle, like their temple, or whatever it was, whatever that technically was, and I think either Beatrice or Elizabeth was like, watch your mouth, and so she cussed like a little bit less, but she was like, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, true, but I feel like she respected that at least. Like they told her like, yo, bro, like come on now, and she was just like, all right, my bad, like, but still I'm gonna do what I do. But I feel like she gave a little respect to them, like she was still their sister in a way. I already knew I wasn't gonna like Lilith from the trailer, if I'm being honest, because she just looked mean, and I'm just like, it's always those people that feel like they deserve stuff that I don't like in shows. Like if we're gonna go Fort Salem, I don't like, what's her name, Abigail. I think it's Abigail Bellwether. I think her name is Abigail. I don't like her because it's like, you don't, just because you born into this family, you gotta earn this.
But by the end of the first season, they showed a lot of her family and things going on in her.
I haven't finished.
So okay. So we can't even have that conversation.
You can't, because I haven't.
All right. So I'll let that go. But yeah, I could defend her properly.
You saw moments. I saw moments of where I left. I can't remember where I left off, but you see moments throughout from what I've watched. You see moments where she wants to be.
It's just the pressure of her family.
Right. It's just the pressure of her family. And I get that. But it's like but it's at the end of the day, like, like you doing too much, but you still continue to do that much because you sitting on the laurels of like a certain type of privilege, which is like annoying. So, I already knew I was gonna like her. I really feel like the Halo would have rejected Lilith. Yeah, I really feel like the Halo would have rejected her.
Just like Mother Superior.
Yep, I feel like it would have rejected her because I feel like from the Halo bearers that we've seen, all three, like the original one, Shannon and Ava, they all have like a certain type of personality where like they go against the norm, they go against what they should be taught, they go against, and I feel like the Halo responds to that, because Mother Superior was like, she's like, we about the church and whatever the person says, and the Halo rejected her, and Lilith was exactly the same way, and I feel like it would have rejected her too. But that's just a theory, because I really do feel like the Halo.
That's a good theory.
I feel like the Halo is a living thing. I feel like it thinks, because it responds off of people's emotions. But I feel like you have to understand emotion to respond off emotion. I don't know. I still feel like it's a living thing. It might not be able to talk to you in a way, but I still feel like it's a living thing. But my favorite sister I would put above Shotgun Mary is Sister Beatrice. Like, I dig her commitment. I dig her how much faith she has in her religion simply because she grew up in it. It's all she knows. I'm also curious to know a little bit more about her background. We do know that she is a lesbian because
Is she? Do we?
I think so, because she talked about, I don't know like verbatim, but she talked about pretty much like denying herself, that she had to deny herself. And then you saw some sparks fly between her and Ava, so like that was just
Is this a thing?
I was like, that's cute. I was like, y'all cute. I can't be mad at it. But also, I'm gonna give props to the actress that plays Ava. I feel like when she any scene that she's in with like a nun or somebody within the church, she makes the scene better for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, like her acting elevates somebody else's acting. I feel like she brings out good qualities in people that she's around.
Well, she's a good composition to them because she's more or less the opposing, and just like she's so new and she's opposing. And then when you have someone, especially with Beatrice, because her and Mary are kind of like the same side of one coin. Mm-hmm. I won't say like the same of two different sides of the same coin, but they're the same sides of one coin. They're just different passageways of that life. Mm-hmm. But with Beatrice, is someone that's like straight on it. This is what it is. Like, I believe in the faith. Like, at the end of the day, I believe it's going to work, and I'm going to follow the order. Yeah. And then have someone just kind of like, no, I really ain't fucking with this. And for like Beatrice told her, like, you're selfish. You're like a child. And it kind of like threw her for a moment. But this any scene, like, because she was necessarily.
It's okay.
She was so, I guess, anti-church. Mm-hmm. And even with like Camilla or even Lilith or like a Mother Superior, or even what was that other one, Sister Crimson and stuff like
Sister
that.
Crimson, yeah.
There was, you could tell the difference because they were it was kind of like two opposing forces, so their acting had to battle each other necessarily.
Yeah.
To like prevail, like these are our points on each side.
But I like when people can, it's because I'm like, and I look at stuff differently because, you know, I've taken a lot of acting classes. I want to be an actor. I'm like, so I watch I dig a little deeper in like, because they say to act is to react, right? Acting is reacting. So you can tell how good of like an actor one person is, how the other person reacts. Right. And so, and vice versa sometimes you got an actor that you can be like, that was trash, but the way the person reacted, you was like, okay, they way better than this person. So like, but I feel like I like your point about Shotgun Mary and Beatrice, because I feel like they both have a faith, but Sister Mary Shotgun Mary, her faith is in people, right? She has a strong faith in people, whereas Beatrice has a strong faith in the church.
Yeah.
And it's like, as you could kind of see on both, kind of like Shotgun Mary starts to give the church a little bit more props because of Father Vincent, which, you know, that messed up everything anyway. But then Beatrice starts to have a little more faith in people, you know what I mean? So you kind of see them both kind of, but I like the show. But to wrap up, give me, like, if you can, I know this is like off the spot, we didn't really talk about what we'll be talking about, but I feel like we still did pretty good. Give me like a couple of theories for season 2, or what you would like to see in season 2.
All right, based off theories, I think Adriel is a demon. I think he's a high level demon, even though the demon that was chasing him, well, I won't say he's a demon. I think he's the devil. Because the devil and the demon are two different people. The demons are a legion of the devil. So I think he's the devil. Okay. I think he decided he wanted to escape hell, or whatever the case may be, and he came back. He came out. It doesn't necessarily all fit the pieces, but from the conversation he had with the original Warrior Nun, he was a trickster. He was saying, these people will consider me an angel. And she's like, you're no angel. I can tell. Like, you forced this upon me. I didn't ask for this. Like, that was the thing. Like, you forced this halo on me. I didn't ask for this. I was dying. I'd probably rather have died, but you forced this upon me. I didn't have a choice. There was no, oh, would I like this? Or, yeah, I want to follow in the name of God, or whatever the case may be. Because when Adriel came out, everyone thought he was an angel, but she's like, no, there's got to be something else. So I think he's a demon or a devil of some type of magnitude. The little boy, Jillian's son,
Michael.
yeah, Michael. He's gonna come back, but he's gonna come back aged.
Yes, tell him. I already know it. He gonna come back aged.
Usually when they do that, from the shows I've watched, usually when someone comes from hell or somewhere else, it ages them. Time is different.
Anytime they go into a portal, anytime somebody young goes into a portal, they always come back older.
Yeah, because time is different in these places. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. I feel like he's gonna be aged. Mary's gonna kill Father Vincent.
Yeah.
Ava and Beatrice might have a relationship. Also, I felt like Shannon and Mary had a thing for each other, or at least Mary had a thing for Shannon.
I think they were a couple, hands down.
Yeah. I felt that. I was like,
that's more than a sister and a sister loving each other. They was a couple, hands down. The way she was fighting for her.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, and it could also stem from the fact that they grew up in the convent together. Mm-hmm. She had Shotgun Mary had a really messed up past, and so this was probably like solace to her. They had a relationship. I'm so clear on that. They had a relationship.
Yeah. What else? I want to say something about the church, but I'm not exactly where to point it because with all the stuff they did to the church, there will be repercussions for it. Because I feel like what happened at the end, that fight is going to be dispersed somehow. Adriel's going to escape, and then they're going to have to, I guess, because he's cardinal now. No, he's the Pope now.
He's Pope. Yeah.
The Pope. They're going to have to answer the Pope Duretti, Mother Superior. All that, but he's gonna have to do things by their way too because Adriel is alive.
I feel like he's gonna have to choose a side. Like this is gonna be like it's gonna have to be a clear cut line in the sand.
Is it about power or is it about actually saving people? Because we got some type of spiritual being, whether it being of a good spirituality or a bad spirituality. That's another thing.
I feel like Adriel. I feel like he's Lucifer. Not to cut you off, but I feel like he's Lucifer. Because think about it.
Lucifer was an angel.
Lucifer was an angel that got cast down, so he would have a halo.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Absolutely.
So I feel like he might be the devil. I feel like he might be Lucifer, who just decided to I don't know if he was able to keep, because he looked like he was running from something. He was running from that big demon, right?
Yeah. Those, and I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, absolutely.
So it was like, I don't know, a Thrask demon or something like that.
Something like that, a Thrasker demon or something like that. Yeah,
and so he was running from something. So it makes me think how long were you down there? Is it different from the mythos that we know that he got cast down and then he was running demons and all that kind of stuff? Maybe he was actually running this entire time and made his way back to Earth and then had to hide his halo.
Yeah, because that was the only way they had said. The only way to hide it from the Thrashers is to hide it in a human body.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see. What end of the line Father Vincent ends up on. I know that I do feel like Shotgun Mary gonna be like, yo, we need to end his life. But I feel like that's gonna be hard for her too, because he's been like a father to her. She's known him just as long as she's known Mother Superior. I would love for some flashbacks in season 2. I would love for them to hire some younger versions of Shotgun Mary, Shannon, Lilith, Beatrice, even Beatrice a little bit, because I'm pretty sure she eventually was there. I would love some younger versions of them so we can get a little bit more of their story, because to have that, because that's the trio that went out to fight in the beginning. The church felt comfortable sending them out because they've been there, they've been fighting there for so long.
More 4 of them, because
Beatrice,
Camilla had just joined, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah,
that's right. So, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what season 2 got in store for us.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's all I got for Warrior Nun, though. I think this was solid. This was solid.
All right, that's good. So is there anything you want to say in closing?
In closing, everybody needs to watch Warrior Nun. If you haven't watched it, sorry if we spoiled everything, but I still think you'll like it. My brother don't watch nothing, and he actually watched this and enjoyed it. His one line from the show was, "If you find anybody alive in rock, he evil." So that was my brother's line. So my brother believes Adriel is evil. So, this has been a great little moment for me. Do you want to shout out your socials for everybody?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Mark McKinney, as well as what kind of podcast is this? That name will most likely be changing very soon, but as of right now, what kind of podcast is that? That's a group, as well as you can find me at Blacklist Gaming. That's my gaming channel with a couple of my other friends. On Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at the Red Faced Monster. We can see right in the name if you're looking on the actual video. If not, that is RedFacedMonsta. That's about it.
Well, y'all know y'all can find me everywhere on all social media. BlackGirlMarvel. You can shout me out, even on YouTube, BlackGirlMarvel. You can shout me out any requests for TV shows, movies, comics, Netflix, Hulu. I got it all. So like, let me know what you want me to watch. Thank you for joining us today. I want to thank you for joining me, Zer0. I appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. I was actually jealous that Little Sweets got here first.
That is chaos. Yes, that is chaos.
I am jealous. I was jealous of that. So
okay.
But yeah, I'm glad I got here. Because I know I was actually way before him. So
But the thing about it was you were gonna be my first guest. But then I started talking about Star Wars, and he was like, "Oh, you got to put me on that." So it was like, you would have fell asleep on me if we was gonna talk Star Wars.
Yep.
Can't have that. But thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good one. It's been your girl La.